I was petrified of trimmers.
Dude, oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, I always thought snakes and worms were going to come up out of the floor. Trimmers.
Dude, for real,
man.
Intro the show already.
Yeah,
Intro the show. Intro the show.
Crashing with friends. Podcast.
Hello, welcome to Crashing with Friends podcast. Today we have Connor Hobbs,
Yo.
Jeremy Crain,
Hello.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go like a kind of thing. No.
and Kyle Hobbs. Well, as our listeners know, that the crane does not make a caw sound, but more of like a coo.
yeah.
Isn't it like a shing kind of sound?
Like
the-
like a blade unsheathing. Like
Don't you know?
Pretty certain in the early mornings, like when they're waking up, it's more like a squawk. Like I don't know.
You want to try it?
No.
Crane goes squawk, squawk.
It's like that.
Okay.
I mean, if it's me, it's more like,
Yeah.
But you were saying trimmers. You're scared of worms popping up at you, huh?
oh, trimmers, snakes when I was little? Absolutely.
Especially the toilet, right?
No,
not the
not
toilet?
really the toilet.
Okay.
More like just anywhere I walked.
Okay.
Anywhere I walked. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was the exact same, and then I saw Tremors 3 whenever I was younger, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh man, I gotta be scared of the air too now. Yeah, man. Like long hallways became like a problem for me. I was like, they'll swoop down and get me. I'm inside, but
Speaking
Yeah.
about swoop down and get me, I used to think that vampires would swoop down and get me.
Good God.
Vampires.
I remember that, Connor. Us.
Yeah, I was legit afraid of vampires for a while there. Yeah.
What do you think caused that?
Vampire movies and stuff, you know.
Buffy?
I was really scared that Sarah
Oh,
Michelle
yeah.
Gellar was just
Oh, my
going to
God.
show up out of nowhere. Yeah, try to kill him, I guess. I don't know.
there was a episode of man, what was that Nickelodeon horror show called?
Real
Don't be
monsters?
afraid of the dark.
Don't be
Okay.
afraid of the dark.
Yeah, there was an episode of that I think it was actually a movie maybe, but it was some girl that was like trapped in a hospital overnight, and slowly overnight everyone in the hospital just started becoming vampires. And she ended up having to kill the head vampire, which was her best friend that I don't know, the friend that she made whenever she first showed up. And I was just like, "Oh, damn, this is crazy." But as a kid, that freaked me out and had me super scared of vampires as a kid.
Salem's Lot, man.
Yeah, I was easily scared as a kid, but I always, for some reason, I searched that feeling in movies all the time. I was like, man, I hope Twilight Zone's on Sci-Fi Channel today. That was one of my favorite channels as a kid, was Sci-Fi Channel. Watched all those creature feature shows.
Did you also watch Outer Limits and stuff?
No, I never watched any of the sci-fi shows, mainly because they weren't horror like I was wanting. I always went to the Sci-Fi Channel because they were the only channel that I knew of that was constantly playing horror stuff, along with the sci-fi stuff.
Well, I'm just saying, because you watched Twilight Zone, did you ever watch Outer Limits? It was the same kind of anthology type show, different show every week.
I may have seen a few episodes of it, but I probably got it confused with Twilight Zone as a kid. But yeah, it wasn't one of those things where Outer Limits on, I'm gonna watch it.
Did you ever watch Tales of the Crypt Keeper?
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tales from the Crypt.
Tales from the Crypt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We watched that
Good
every
stuff.
week, dude.
Yeah.
Love Tales from the Crypt.
I enjoyed the campiness of it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Yeah.
a Tales from the Crypt movie called Demon Knight that's got Billy Zane in it, and I'm trying like Billy Zane plays like the main lead demon, like in the movie, but I'm trying to remember like who like the two main protagonists were. The guy who plays Dr. Cox on Scrubs.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I forget the actor's actual name, but yeah. It was also the cop on The Animal, if you remember. But he was also like one of the protagonists in the show, and Halle Berry was on it. And I was like, man, it's so crazy to see all these actors on a Tales from the Crypt movie that was like made for TV for the most part. I always thought that movie was the shit as a kid. Mainly because like all the demon designs were crazy. It kind of had like the same demon-esque designs as House on Haunted Hill.
That Dr. Cox his John C. McGinley.
That is it.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed that.
Me either.
Good dude.
Yeah, he's in also that was it Wild Hogs?
Wild Hogs. He was the highway patrolman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like really into them like bathing out in public or whatever. Yeah.
He's also a detective in Stealing Harvard. One of my favorite movies.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Man, Stealing Harvard is such a great movie. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the rest of this podcast here. Connor, how's your week?
Pretty good. Playing some Hogwarts Legacy. It's running okay-ish on my PC right now, here and there. Watched Physical 100. I've got one episode left. It's going to come out on Tuesday.
That's
Same.
on Netflix, right?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
I'm fully caught up on Physical 100.
I really enjoy just the overall competition factor of it. It seems like people are really, putting their all into it. And then, so not to like spoil anything, but it's like a Korean show where they get all these like athletes, 100 of them, like from different sports.
Let's just say all of them are physical specimens.
Oh yeah,
Like all of them look like they've been like, I don't know, like they got in the show. All of them have like a bust made of like their own body. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, that's like how pretty much like how physically built these guys are. Everyone just looks like Greek gods for the most part.
Asian gods. Korean gods.
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just a competition show, and there's like a lot of cool personalities. Is there a certain character that you like, Jack?
I ended up liking the same guy that you were talking about, the 40-year-old wrestler guy that had kind of like a scruffy beard going on.
Yeah,
That guy was cool.
he had the like silver hair or whatever. Yeah,
And the way that competition is done, it's like meant so the women can compete with the men.
yeah.
You know, like there's several women at the end still. So
That's the hardest part about one of those kind of competitions, man. Not saying that girls are like not as strong as guys, but some competitions are just more geared towards men,
yeah, the first couple competitions are insane, man. Like the first one, like you have to like hang, like suspended, and then all you have is your arms like in the bars to hold yourself up. Mm-hmm. I remember doing that in high school, man. And then I did it for 2 minutes because my gym teacher dared me. He's like, "You can't do it." I was like, "I bet I can do it." And yeah, held onto these bars just like free hanging there for 2 minutes. And as soon as I was done, I let go, and then I couldn't pull my arms down. They were just stuck in the air. So, and some of those guys were doing it for like 15, 18 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
I was
I
like,
can't.
"Oh, fuck off there. I can't do that."
But yeah, the whole competition aspect is fun and cool, but then you got the personalities, and then you got the English dubbing, which is hilarious most of the time.
They do a lot of repeat phrasing where
Right.
it's just like the same thing over and over again. And you can tell it's like, okay, like you can tell he's saying it with like different intensity, but it'll just be like, he's got a great body. There's a lot of that, him saying that over and over again. He's like, his body's great. Wow, look at his body. It's great. This got a great body. This next guy coming up. He's got a great body. A lot of repeat phrasings.
But yeah, I think everybody should check it out. If you like reality TV, it's a really great show to watch, I think.
It kind of has a Squid Game feel to it without any of them having to actually die.
right. And it also gives you the feeling that it's 100% real. There's no way to really fake anything that's going on there.
Yeah.
It's either you do what's asked or not. It's pretty obvious if you win or not. And like the second to last episode, the one that just came out recently, some of those challenges, man, were insane. Like there's one where I will ruin one. There's like these like different like punishments that they all have to like assign it, like people in their group to like, okay, you get this punishment, you get this one. One of them is like you have to hold a 110-pound boulder for as long as you can, and it's like 5 people all trying to hold this boulder, and it's like whoever can last the longest makes it to the final round. And it's just like you think that people would give up quick, but like it goes on for an insane amount of time where I'm like, dude, I couldn't imagine holding a boulder that long. So I don't know, it's interesting for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and ruin another one, but there was another one of those punishments where there was another boulder that they had to like basically push up a hill and down a hill over and over and over again, and they had to do it in a time limit. And as soon as they got to the ends, if they got there quicker, they had more time to rest. But if you're slow to get up there, like you maybe have 1 or 2 seconds like to rest, and then you have to go right back up to push it up the hill again. Mm-hmm. And that looked miserable, bro.
Yeah, it looked brutal. Yeah.
Yeah, I would not last in that show very long at all. I don't get the same feeling from that show as I do from Ninja Warrior, where I'm like, man, I think I can beat that first course for sure.
Yeah.
Until you get to the warped wall.
I could do the warped wall.
I think I could do the warped wall.
You think you could do the warped wall?
I look at that warped wall and I'm like, I can for sure do the warped wall.
But you think you could pull yourself up
Yeah.
after doing that whole course?
Yeah.
Okay. The original Ninja Warrior course.
Yes.
Okay.
Every time I see that
The one
first
from
course, I'm
G4?
like, man, I really want to try that first course because I feel like I can do it.
Could you survive the one where you grip onto the log and you spin?
Exactly.
Could you do that one?
That would be the hardest one.
Yeah, you're
But I
going
think
like
I could
a
do
slide.
it because it's all about your grip.
And your legs.
Yeah, and your legs.
And if anybody knows anything about Jackson, he's got a strong grip.
Especially with the legs.
Yeah. Like a vice.
Yeah.
But yeah, check out Physical 100 if you're looking for a cool show. I definitely recommend it. But aside from that, I've been like upgrading my kitchen lately. Like not like anything in my kitchen, but I realized like I just ran out of space completely. So I added this like black shelf that's like, like an industrial style shelf,
Okay.
like a metal one. So I'm putting like all my pots and pans and like my like air fryer, my crock pot, that like all my big equipment, just all going on that. And just kind of, because I'm trying to like cook a lot more. So that's trying to free up some space and then allow me to get crazier in the kitchen. So hopefully that'll turn out well. But yeah, I've been making muffins, been doing all that good stuff. My first batch of muffins were like burnt, but I ate them anyway because you got to do what you got to do to survive.
Right. You spent money on it.
I'm like, I don't want to make more muffins. I'll just eat these. But my second batch of muffins turned out like perfect. So I'm getting there.
Super nice and moist.
Yeah.
You writing down all your steps and stuff, or?
Well, for that one, the only thing I had to change was I had to do twice as much sugar and then lower the cook time a little bit, because they definitely weren't sweet enough.
Right.
Yeah.
It was
I could actually see myself getting into baking.
It's fun, man. It's easy too. Once you mix everything up and put it in the oven, you just gotta wait. It's not like cooking meat or protein where you gotta sit there and cook it the whole time. You can kind of leave it, which is kind of nice. But
You wearing your apron every time you bake?
yeah, every time.
What's on it?
Just black apron.
Just a black apron.
Yeah, because it's gonna be covered in grease and nasty stuff. So it's like I don't care.
You feel like you're on MasterChef when you put that black apron on?
I feel like I'm going to work when I put it on, for sure. Yeah. I don't know if I'd say Master Chef, but yeah, I feel like I'm going to work.
Well, the black apron's only for like elimination challenge and stuff, right? So
Something like that. I need to get like a name tag, put that on there.
you feel like you're constantly being eliminated in your own kitchen.
Oh man. But yeah, it's been going pretty well. I was thinking about making some I think they're called like macaroons or macarons.
Yes,
or
dude. Yes,
something like
yes.
that.
Macaroons.
Macaroons. Yeah, they look so delicious.
Those little sandwich cookies.
Yeah,
I've gotten those
So,
from like Whole Food stores, and they're so good, dude.
yeah. I've got a
Yeah.
recipe in the Betty Crocker cookbook, so I'm probably gonna do that soon. But I think I need some sort of like almonds or something. I want to say I can't remember, but
Huh. Wonder why you need almonds.
maybe it was just the type that it was in the book or something.
Right.
But yeah, when I get some, I'll let you guys try them.
The colorfulness of macaroons is what
They
I
draw
really-
you in, yeah.
They draw you in for sure. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that's it for my week.
Nice. What about you, Jeremy? How your week going, man?
Oh, it was pretty slow between work. Work was
Engineers Week, man.
It's all about you, baby.
Engineers Week, Jeremy. You're so stoked. I know you are.
it was Engineers Week. You are correct.
George
I
Washington
don't-
was an engineer. Did you know that?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
surveyed land.
Yeah. Been watching reruns of Eastbound and Down.
Oh, dude.
Ooh.
Ashley Shepherd, man. That's my favorite part. When Ashley Shepherd started coming into it, man, I'm like, dude. good God.
Yeah. And Letterkenny. I'm rewatching Letterkenny again.
Letterkenny's good.
Yeah. Have you watched Shoresy yet?
No, I haven't started Shoresy.
Shoresy's pretty entertaining.
I like the character Shoresy on Letterkenny, like whenever they made him like a mystery man and you
Yeah.
couldn't see his face.
Oh, yeah.
That's because he's the main character on the show already.
Yep. Which is it's the same banter from the guy, except for you can see his face now.
Yeah.
And you know who it is, and they just kind of grayed out one of his teeth so it looks like a hockey player with a tooth knocked out.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But it's good. I'd recommend watching it.
Yeah. I need to finish Letterkenny. I got like pretty far into it, but it got to a point where it was like, they're just
It's
recycling
repetitive.
of the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, whenever you first start that show and like the first 2 or 3 seasons of that show, like are really good. Like you really do get lost in the comedy of it.
Oh yeah. It's just a ton of one-liners and making fun of each other. Yeah, it's a good one.
So it's like a 007 movie.
Sure. Yeah.
If you like Letterkenny, you're gonna love 007.
Die another day.
Pierce Brosnan's 007.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of Arrested Development and the witty humor, you're gonna love House of 1,000 Corpses by Rob Zombie.
Man, it's funny you just said Arrested Development. For the last like 20 seconds, I've been thinking about Arrested Development. Did you guys hear they're taking that off Netflix?
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
I better purge through then, because I never finished it.
Right. I'm the same way. I never watched the 5th season. I've watched the 4th season. That's like the first Netflix season, the 4th one. But the 5th one I never watched. But you're familiar with Arrested Development?
Yeah.
Excellent. I think Arrested Development is one of the best sitcom / TV shows of all time.
Yeah, that when it was originally on the
Those
air.
first 3 seasons.
Yeah. When it was first on, yeah. I mean, I could
And then
get
when
on
they came
board with
back
that
the
argument.
First time they came back, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, episode 4 is the weakest. Episode 5 is okay, but 1,
Season
2,
5?
Yeah, yeah, I said episode. My bad. Season 4 sucks. Season 5 is good. Seasons 1, 2, and 3 are the best. Those are the only 3 that I watch anymore.
Dude, Connor, you know that Nike movie?
Air.
Yeah, Air. Did you know that Jason Bateman's in that?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw the trailer during the Super Bowl, and I don't think there was any Jason Bateman in that trailer.
Not that I
I don't
remember.
recall him.
And then I watched the trailer me and Jackson went and saw Ant-Man today, and they showed a trailer for that, and Jason Bateman's in it. I was like, dude, now that makes me want to see it even more. I love Jason Bateman, man.
Yeah, I had that same feeling with that recent Flash movie trailer, where
He's in that too?
where when I saw that and I saw Supergirl, I decided, oh, now I actually want to see this movie.
Right.
I don't know who this girl is, but just seeing Supergirl, I'm like, fuck yeah.
How do you guys feel about that Flash trailer? What do you think, Jeremy?
I mean, I'm gonna watch it.
Oh, yeah.
I was hyped up when they first announced that the movie's gonna be made. Not so much because Ezra Miller is playing the Flash.
Right.
I mean, he doesn't look like Barry Allen. Let's be honest.
He doesn't, man.
I don't know. The thing is, I thought he was a really good cast for the Flash whenever I saw the Justice League movie, And then I found out how much of a piece of shit he was outside of being the Flash
Yeah.
character. And I was like,
It's they.
Yeah. But after seeing the trailer, it looks like it's going to be a baller movie.
Pretty freaking sick.
Yeah.
Do you know much about Flashpoint?
Yes.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Do you think Michael Keaton is playing Batman, or do you think he's playing Thomas Wayne Batman?
He's got to be playing his version of Batman.
You think so?
Yeah. Why else would he
I
have
can see
the
them
same...
throwing a curveball and saying, hey, this is Flashpoint. I'm Thomas Wayne. Bruce Wayne died that day instead of me and Martha. It was Bruce Wayne.
Maybe.
Because in Flashpoint, Martha Wayne turns into the Joker.
Yeah.
And I think that would be sick if they flip that script, or not flip the script, but show that version. But I don't know. I can see them doing Michael Keaton as Batman.
Yeah, when the movie was first announced, and it was being leaked that it was a potential Flashpoint movie, there was rumors going around that the guy that plays Negan on The Walking Dead,
What's his name?
Something Morgan, right?
yeah.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
yes,
There you go.
that he was going to play Thomas Wayne.
That would have been
version of
perfect.
Batman, and it would have been perfect.
Yep.
And I don't know. I honestly just think Michael Keaton's playing his version of Batman.
That would make sense.
It makes sense, yeah.
And-
I could see that.
And because I think they're going to be doing like parallel world type things. It's not going to be an exact Flashpoint replica.
Right.
Right? Because, if you think about it, if Zod is in the same universe as the Michael Keaton Batman, that Michael Keaton Batman would also be in the same universe as Ben Affleck's Batman.
Yeah.
Because they're both in the same universe as Zod
Yeah. And then
in that event, right?
and then there's also in the trailer it shows two Barry Allens of the same age at the same time in the same place. So
right.
that's got to be, say our version of Barry Allen has now moved over into this other universe and found his self. Mm-hmm. It's not, he went back in time, changed stuff, came back to, his plane of existence, and things are different. I think they're doing a parallel universe type stuff.
Man.
It's going to be interesting how they pull it all together.
Right.
you know?
It looks interesting.
Because, does Superman exist in this universe, or is it just Kara?
Yeah.
Well, there's that one scene in the trailer where it looks like Kara's flying up to this, the sky, and people are thinking I've seen breakdown trailers of that, or breakdown videos of that trailer, and people are thinking, okay, that's Barry Allen in her arms flying up to the sky. But I'm thinking, why is that? Why could that not be Superman?
Right.
And he's also been in imprisonment, and she's flying up to the sky so he can power up with the power of our sun.
Because in the Flashpoint comic, right, wasn't Superman captured as an infant and then held by the U.S. government or something underground for years without seeing sunlight?
He's all skinny and stuff.
Yeah. So it could be.
Yeah. There's a scene in the trailer where it shows the Batwing up in the sky, and it's got a tether going straight down. I bet that's the scene where they give Barry his powers back,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I wonder if one of those Barry Allen, I wonder if they're going to flip it and make one of those Barry Allen, because there's a scene, right when they first show Barry Allen, he's got yellow clothes on, and he's got those headphones on, and they've got a point on him, and that looks like Reverse Flash's outfit. So you think they're going to flip the script and make it the other Barry Allen in that universe is Reverse Flash?
Maybe.
I think he will end up being,
Instead of Eobard Thawne or whatever?
Yeah. Because there is that one scene where there's a Flash in his normal red outfit, and then there's a Flash in a black outfit, and they run together, and then they put their heels together and kick off from one another. And the breakdowns that I've been seeing of that scene, they're saying that's both Ezra Miller in the Flash suit.
He's wearing a black suit, but the paint's wearing off.
Yeah, and he took one of Michael Keaton's Batman suits and painted it.
Oh, really?
With the lightning bolts and stuff.
Interesting.
But I don't know. To me, the Flash ain't gonna wear black. So
right, unless you're doing the dead version of Flash, whatever that is.
Black Flash.
Black Flash. Yeah.
yeah, And if they're the same person, why isn't their lightning the same? And one's blue and one's red
Right.
or yellow.
Look, it was yellow, right? Yeah. Which Reverse Flash is yellow, so. But I don't know, man. It looked cool.
Yeah. I mean,
We'll see.
yeah, I definitely want to watch it. Just see what's going to happen. And because I can't help but feel that they're going to use that movie to basically reboot everything.
That's what James Gunn said.
Yeah.
He said it's going to be a reboot for the whole universe. I don't know, man. It could use a reboot.
Yeah.
It surely could.
Yeah, definitely could. And honestly, I just really hope that the end game to like this new plan that they were building with DC just ends with Infinite Crisis.
Like 10 years down the line, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the end of this one is that Swamp Thing movie.
Yeah, I just want them to be able to introduce like multiple universes of the same characters, which they're pretty much doing right now. And then, yeah, like towards the end of this like cycle run, whatever you want to call it, they start bringing like all the Batmans together and stuff like that.
And do like a Crisis on Infinite Earths kind of thing, or
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly
Okay.
like that book.
I've got a question for you guys then. Are you guys more excited for, say, the next 5 to 10 years of Marvel, or are you more excited for the next 5 to 10 years of DC?
DC.
DC.
Yeah.
I'm Marvel, just because I cannot wait to see Secret Wars. Because once they introduce Doctor Doom and the Fantastic Four, like it gets crazy, and they end up going to a battle world where all of Marvel's characters are fighting, and I just can't wait for that. Like I want to see Secret Wars and all that stuff, man.
I want to be excited for Marvel. I just feel like they're getting extremely cheesy with a lot of their stuff.
They're leaning too much into comedy for me, man.
Yeah.
But I mean, speaking about me and Jackson just went and saw Ant-Man. I loved it. I would give it probably an 8 though. Like
I was gonna give it a like as I was leaving the theater, I was gonna give it an 8.5.
8.5 sounds good. The only parts I didn't like was his daughter, Cassie Lang or whatever. Her parts were sometimes kind of cringe.
I thought it was kind of funny that like the two like side lead females in the movie, like his daughter and
Janet.
no, the other girl that was in charge of like the village. You know what I'm talking about? The one with the sick ass spear.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, they made the girl with the sick ass spear like all lower teeth, and then the other girl's all upper teeth.
Oh my god! I
Like,
didn't even think about that.
I kept watching that the entire time. I was like, man, the entire time his daughter's just like showing her upper teeth the entire movie, and then the other girl is always is always got like the lower teeth showing in the entire time. I was like, ah man.
Now when I watch that, that's all I'm gonna see.
Yeah, she's all upper teeth, and then she's all lower teeth.
I'm not going to ruin any of it, but I really liked it. It sets up the next phase of the Marvel Universe pretty well.
Yeah, like is Kane gonna be like the next like Thanos bad guy?
The next big Avengers movie is called the Kang Dynasty.
Yeah.
Nice.
And you kind of see why it's called the Kang Dynasty towards the end of the movie. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything else.
I imagine something happens to where there's going to be multiple versions of Kang. Yeah.
I know it's probably several years away, but I'm definitely looking forward to them introducing Galactus.
That'll probably be after they reset the whole Marvel Universe, I would assume. Because that's what's going to happen. At the end of like the Secret Wars thing, they reset the whole universe, and all these different versions of characters get wrapped up into one universe. So that's when Miles Morales comes from the Ultimate Universe back to the whatever universe is, like 615 universe or whatever. So, and I would assume that's probably when they're gonna have like Tom Cruise as Iron Man and like all types of crazy shit.
Just watch Eternals, Jackson. You can see all kinds of what are they called? Those ancient celestial beings. They're all
Yeah, what
they're
are
all
those
doing
called?
stuff.
Oh yeah. The Eternals?
The Eternals, yeah. You get to see like an Eternal's hand come out of the fucking water and
A
shit.
celestial.
And celestial, and they've not explained that even once in the universe yet. And I've seen all the movies and all the TV shows, and they've not even explained that one time. But
Either like part of one's head coming out of the ocean or something.
Exactly.
It's like, come on.
you got to assume they're mining that now at this point. You know what I'm saying, or something.
Yeah, because it was a freaking mountain.
Yeah, it was gonna like destroy the whole planet.
A character I thought and wouldn't a character in the new Ant-Man movie that I thought I was gonna not like, but I ended up liking a lot was MODOK.
Right. MODOK was freaking awesome. Yeah.
I loved his like his like neon pink like saw blades that he had. Anytime he was like on the screen and he was like in a fight with someone, especially when he had his mask on, I was like, oh, this looks so cool.
Yeah.
That entire movie is all green screen for the most part.
Yeah, it's all green screen. Anything else going on in your life, Jeremy?
No, I mean, I freaking work, go home,
Yeah.
either taking care of the kiddo or watching stupid shows, or I've been slowly remodeling the half bath in the house.
Huh.
Completely gutting it all the way down to the bones, and new flooring, new walls, everything.
Did you end up getting a new house or something, or did you buy a house?
No, I've got a few more things to do on this house, and then I'm going to turn around and sell it. I can't stand living in city limits. I hate it. I grew up out in the country, and I've got to get back out there. Like,
Okay.
if I'm outside doing something and I got to take a leak, like I want to be able to take a leak and not be arrested.
Right.
Yeah.
And you want to be able to sit on your back porch and shoot a bow if you want.
Yeah.
You know?
Or if I have visitors, my neighbors aren't just staring, wondering what the heck's going on. You know, I like the peace.
Are you gonna do like a farm or anything, or just?
No, because land is way too expensive.
Yeah.
Way too expensive anymore. But I'd like to have, 10 acres would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, take care of. Because you could do some stuff with 10 acres. Like I like to dove hunt, so you could put a small, sunflower patch plot and till it up and get some turtle doves on it in early fall and hunt, stuff
There
like
you go.
that. Yeah. 10 acres, kids growing up and stuff, it's enough they can run around and you don't have to worry about them getting lost and whatnot.
Plus all the sunflower seeds you can chew, bro.
Yeah. Yep. So, dreams. We'll see.
Dreams.
Yeah. But gosh, the price of land is just outrageous.
Huh.
Yeah, if you're not a doctor, you're not affording it on your own.
Dang. We're going to be looking into buying a new house within the next probably couple of years. My wife talks about it like crazy, and I'm not looking forward to,
It's stressful.
because we're gonna want some land and we're live in the country, and I don't know about.
Yeah.
Jack, how's your week been going, man?
It's been all right. I've been Connor was saying, I watched that Physical 100 show. It was great. Saw that Ant-Man today. It was great.
You try to have sex with any more couches this last week
Nah, man, that's like something I left way in the past.
when you were a kid? Yeah.
Yeah,
You only fuck couches when you're a kid, right?
that was
Yeah,
like
it's a kid kind of thing.
I think I saw like my first like I don't know. I'm trying to remember how old I was whenever I was at my friend's house and we were scrolling through HBO and we randomly saw like they had the skin flick package. You know what I'm talking about?
Of course.
They had that, and we were just scrolling through the channels, and then eventually you get to like as you're scrolling down, you get to the quadruple digit channels, and those are the channels that's got all the nudie stuff on it. And the very first one that we came on, it was just a super close up of just boom, 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 boom. And I was like, I've never seen this before. And we were all just kids, like children, Like we didn't know what we were watching, but we all thought it was the funniest fucking thing that we had ever saw. And we just started laughing so hard. And what's funny is like as soon as we got to that channel, his mom walked in just to see us saying boom, boom, boom. And she was like, well, give me that channel. And then as soon as she, like, none of us, like, thought, like, oh, we're in trouble. We just kept laughing and laughing. Anyway, flash forward, I found out, like, oh, man, my penis gets hard. I was like, I'm going to try what that dude did with that lady to this couch. And I think I tried that twice, like when I was like maybe 10 or 11. Yeah, the second time I figured it wasn't for me.
The couch wasn't reciprocating the effort.
Nah, man. I don't know. I don't know if it was like the fabric or what, you know? Because, I mean, if it was this kind of couch, I wouldn't have looked at this couch and think, this one looks rough.
Yeah, you want like a nice suede, something soft.
Couch I got upstairs.
But the one that I tried was leather.
Ooh.
Sticky, and you can't, I mean,
Right.
not real slick,
Yeah. I mean, you would think looking at it like, maybe.
but easy to clean up.
I mean, I never got that far, you know? I think it was just one of those things like my wiener became hard and I just didn't know what to do with it, you know? But I didn't like figure out exactly what to do with it till like maybe 12 or 13 or something like that.
So there's a good 4-year period.
And
You're
once,
like, what the fuck do
once
I
I
do?
found out what to do with it, I don't think I actually like produced anything until I can't remember the first time that I produced. I'm trying to think. I don't know, man.
Give us the day, Jackson. What are you doing?
Dates.
It was April 17th, 1990. 7:21 p.m.
I generally cannot remember.
All right.
Yeah, I bet I was probably watching like Attitude Era Wrestling or something like that, and I was like, pfft. Or maybe not Attitude Era Wrestling, but the Aggressive Era, whatever, the one where John Cena came in. But it was also whenever they were doing like the diva searches a lot, and I was like, man, they're really highlighting these super slutty women. So,
Hey,
I'm not saying they're actually slutty, but they're highlighting slutty women.
hey.
That's the term slutty. They're highlighting that term. I mean, you go back to like 2002 to 2004, you saw a lot of mud wrestling. A lot of bikini matches, a lot of paddle on a pole matches.
Okay, and did they advertise those as, hey, slutty women events? Is that what they were doing?
I mean, we all knew what was happening on the show. They had an entire segment that was called HLA, I think it was called. It was called HLA, Hot Lesbian Action.
Okay. I'm
is-
cool with
this is
that.
peak 2002 WWE Monday Night Raw. And they would have that kind of stuff on.
Wow.
And I think that
I'm
that
cool
was
with that.
either that or maybe Tila Tequila. That might have been the first time I produced. Who knows?
I bet
Remember
you
that
did
show,
your
Shot of
podcast.
Love? I had dial-up internet back in the day, man. So like looking up any kind of porno on the internet was out of the question, unless I wanted to like wait 2 minutes to see half a second of like boobs, maybe. And if you in any video you try to click on with dial-up internet, you had to pray that like the first 30 seconds of that wasn't like her just sitting there with her top on, like looking at the camera, you know, because it's like you gotta wait days to get to that like 5-minute mark.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Jack. Yep.
Sorry, man.
So you're jacking off to the TV instead of the computer because the computer took too long. So you're watching Mariah Carey music videos.
Yeah, it was usually like whatever provocative show they had on TV at the time. I was like, well, this is it.
Yep. That's how we used to do it back in the day.
Yeah, and the satellite wasn't in my room; it was in the living room, so I had to be all covert up on the couch.
Right.
You know,
You had a
like,
blanket over you.
like always looking over the couch, like no one coming down the hall. All right, well, this is the pool scene. This is the time to really, if I'm going to do it, it's going to be here. So, I try to like, I'd be like very like a Splinter Cell, like with my jerking off. Whenever I was
Pandora
younger, man.
tomorrow kind of stuff.
Yeah, I lived on the edge as a kid, but yeah, as an adult, it's just like, yeah.
On the edge of climax.
Anything else going on in your life, Jack?
Yeah, I stopped fucking couches when I was 10.
Good.
And I wouldn't even really say I fucked couches. It's like, man, I fucked one couch and I did it twice. And both times, like, never lasted, like, longer than 15 seconds. It was, like, more like, well, this is stupid. Because, I mean, like you said, like, you try humping a leather couch, man. It doesn't feel good. So you're just like, well, I could find something better to rub this on. And as a 10-year-old kid, I didn't know what to rub it on, so it was just like, I guess I just have this now. That was the feeling from like 10 to 12. It's like, well, I guess I just have these. Did you ever think there was something wrong with you when you first started getting them? Like, what's going on here?
I didn't think there was anything wrong with me, but it'd be like, at school, there'd be hot chicks at school, and you'd be sitting at your desk and be like, damn, why does this happen? Why does it happen to me? Why does it happen here? Like, that's the only problem I ever had with it.
I remember like getting them in school and just like getting them, like not thinking about anything or anything like that.
Really?
Like be like in the middle of history class or like algebra, just like doing math, and then it's like, man, my dick's hard right now for no reason.
Yep, it'll do it to you.
It was
like
probably
middle
foil
school.
that was doing it for you, wasn't it? Foil?
Yeah, it was foil.
Yeah, foil.
I had foil with me at all times in middle school. No, it wasn't foil, Kyle.
Isn't that what they called that math equation? Foil?
What? No? What?
You do like one side of the night. I don't fucking know. Never mind.
I thought you were talking about aluminum foil.
No, I'm
It's
talking
a-
about the
it's an
how you do the
acronym.
math equation. Foil. Do you remember that shit in the OSHA they taught us? Never mind.
Nah, I don't. When you said foil, I was
Like
like,
aluminum
man,
foil. Yeah.
like you
that
talking
shit gets
about
you
like
off,
a, talking about like that Disney Channel original movie where like the superheroes are like weakened by aluminum foil. Except it doesn't weaken me; it just gets my dick hard.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's the
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
I must have suppressed like all these memories in the deep inside because I have nothing when I try to think back to that time.
Of random shit you tried to fuck.
Yeah. Or like when it started happening and all that stuff. Like I can't think of anything. Nothing.
But
That was a long time ago. Shoot, that was. You said 10? Ugh.
Like 10 to 13,
That
or
would've been
like 24
24
years
years
where it's
ago.
just like, what is going on? But
Well, let's move on to something else.
Sounds good.
oh,
to
you
me.
don't want to keep talking about jerking off and fucking
I
couches?
don't know why you started talking about jerking
Because
off.
Kyle brought it up.
It doesn't mean you got to
funny.
talk about it, Jack. Doesn't mean you got to talk about it.
Yeah. For all you knew, that couch and him broke up a long time ago, and he is still heartbroken.
Yeah. That leather.
I sent that couch packing. I was like, hit the bricks.
Get on the curb.
But nah, I've not fucked any other inanimate objects since then.
Dude, you don't. We already got it. You don't got to keep talking about it, man.
I'm just saying, I would at least like to have that on the record. It's like, all right, when he was 10 years old, he fucked a couch twice. And since then, he's had a pretty good record with women in his hand. So he's kept it to those two things.
Pretty good.
If you were to see a pie chart, you would see that the hand definitely outweighs the women part, but but I think that's the same for every guy. Maybe not Brad Pitt, but
So, if we didn't have cars, what sort of animal would you like to ride around all day on?
great
For-
segue.
For me, I would like a really big lizard because of how they run. I think it's pretty cool. They can run up walls and up
You
on
got like a
ceilings. And
specific lizard in mind?
a really big lizard that I could ride on. No specific lizard. Just a really cool one.
Like a Komodo dragon.
What
Not
about-
necessarily.
What about like Godzilla 1999 version, the
No.
iguana looking one?
Well, I mean, okay, take a lizard, make it real big, and then I'm riding on it. You know what I'm saying?
Talking about more like a cute looking lizard or more like a badass looking lizard?
Well, if it was big enough, it'd look badass, Jackson. When it was a baby, it was cute. But now that it's grown, it's badass. I got armor on it.
I think no matter how big the Geico gecko gets, he's still gonna look cute and not look badass.
Okay.
So I think there's an argument to
Well,
be
he-
made there.
Okay. I just told you that when my lizard was a baby, it was cute. And then when it grew up, it looks badass. Why are you fighting me with this lizard talk, dude? It's a lizard.
I'm bothered that I don't know what lizard though.
I'm not a lizard scientist, dude. I'm not going to be able to say it's this or it's that. I know I don't want a Komodo dragon because they kind of look a little weird. They look slow, to be honest with you.
Giant iguana.
I don't really want a giant iguana, man.
You pretty much want to be Obi-Wan Kenobi from Revenge of the Sith.
Similar looking, yes. Maybe something where it opens skin flaps and can fly and glide a little bit too. That'd be cool. I like that.
Right.
You know, spit acid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to spit acid.
Yeah.
I think I would either want a cheetah or a red stag.
Okay.
Yeah, because red stags are badass looking. I don't know how fast they can run, but they're sweet.
I
and
gotta see a
majestic.
picture of a red stag.
Oh, they got a lot of offensive capabilities as well with those horns. Antlers, yeah.
Yep, and they don't bugle. They don't
Really?
scream. They kind of. I want to say it's more like a groan or a loud kind of growl.
Have you ever seen antlers fall off a deer like in person? Like them like messing around or whatever?
I have seen them break a tine while fighting, and I have seen a deer that had recently either got hit so hard it broke the whole antler, but it was still hanging on like by some skin, or was getting ready to shed.
Huh.
I've watched a video of a guy who in late season shot a buck with his bow, and when the deer, kicked its hind legs after the arrow hit it, both antlers fell off the side of his head because he was getting ready to shed, and so they were loose, and that jolt of kicking knocked them loose and fell down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang. Wonder how often they lose eyes and stuff.
Oh, all the time. I bet I see every year at least one buck that has a gouged eye from fighting. The deer that I shot this year actually had he broke his main beam, broke his G1, 2, 3, his G4, and whenever we found him and I grabbed his antlers to start dragging him, his left entire antler moved, wiggled, and you could see like his scalp moving. So then when, we got it back, skinned it, and I did a European mount, which is just the skull, you can see where he had cracked his skull all the way around that beam. So either he got in a fight and tangled with something much bigger than him, got hit by a car or something, but he had cracked his skull. He got hit so hard.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he was ready to die.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine he would have died, pretty within the next couple months, because he would have gotten a brain infection, but.
You ever get antlers and just start banging them together for fun?
When I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now I don't, because I'm scared I'm going to break them.
Oh, yeah.
And I like to collect them and all that stuff, so.
Okay.
Yeah. But, yep.
Kyle, what animal would you ride?
I was going to say the same thing as Jeremy. I'd love to ride a cheetah, man. But I'd put armor on that thing and make it look like Battle Cat from He-Man.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it'd also be big. It'd be a bigger cheetah,
Yeah.
Yeah, plus, if you tangle with something that's going to take you down, you just turn and flee and nothing's going to catch you.
Speed is the mission, and I want to be fast.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being on that thing when it's like running full speed and does like a 180 or something?
Oh, gosh.
And you just like whip around with it? That'd be crazy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look up the type real quick, but I would pick like a giant owl.
Okay.
But it's like the owl that has like that big old flat moon face. You
Yeah.
know what I'm talking
Okay.
about?
Yeah.
I'd pick one of those owls.
I was listening to a podcast, and there's a question: how many owls in one day, if you saw them, would you think this is fucked up?
Something's going wrong.
Like, I saw 5 owls today. Like, something's wrong.
You keep seeing owls.
I
Yeah.
remember one time I was on my way to work. I go to work like very early in the morning. Like by the time I actually get to work, it's like 5 a.m. But I'll usually drive through this neighborhood on my way to work. And one time I saw an owl like just hanging out in the road. And as soon as I like came up to him, he like flew away. I was like, oh, that's awesome. And then I saw a huge family of deer, like maybe 7 or 8 of them, like crossing the road as soon as I turned the corner. And I was like, man, that's a lot of deer. And then as soon as I turned the corner again, like right before I get to work, a friggin' like huge family of raccoons like pop up. I was like, I feel like a fucking Disney princess right now with all these animals just popping up in front of me. I don't know, I love like seeing animals. So
I love feeling like a Disney princess.
I was in the tree stand one time, taking a nap like I usually do because I get bored. But I had my, lean forward, elbows on my knees, and my face in my hands. And I don't know, 5-10 minutes went by or something like that. And then I just kind of picked my head up to scan out in front of me. And an owl was set gliding and was probably 20 feet in front of me, with feet already in the front, getting ready to land like on me. Yeah, because the nearest branch to me was like 8 feet above me, and he was V-line right for me. And our eyes met. Like, he was close enough. I saw his eyes at the same time he saw mine, and quickly like backpedaled and skirted up to the top of the tree. Scared the shit out of me.
Didn't like flip his head upside down and go, Link, I need you to go to the top of Goron Mountain.
Yeah, no. I just remember it terrified me, because if that thing would have landed on me while I was half asleep, I would have freaking fallen out of that tree.
Do you strap yourself to the tree?
I never have.
Man, that would scare me so much to fall out of the tree. Like when you're sleeping, you come to and you're falling out. Like,
I don't know. You do it long enough, you kind of get used to it. Is it stupid? Yeah, it's stupid not to strap up. I never have. I'm not comfortable with it, So.
My dentist fell out of his tree stand and just like shattered his back in like a couple locations.
Yeah. I mean, I don't remember the last time I've hunted in a tree stand. It's probably been 3 or 4 years ago, because now we use a lot of like platform blinds that are 10, 14 feet up.
So
then we just put a pop-up blind up on top of it, and that's mainly because my niece and nephew hunt. And so it's just easier if you're going to take kid or something, or if you've got a buddy, you just climb up in his sentinel lawn chair, and you don't have to worry about him moving around. Plus, we realized that animals, especially deer in general, if they can see, like if you put a blind on the ground, right, they'll see it. It's just whether it makes them nervous or not. But if you put it up into the sky and they can look underneath it, they're not nearly as scared, because they can see underneath it,
And if anything, the only thing they realize is the smell, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But no, I never tied myself off while I was in a tree stand.
Connor?
Yeah, I got a few more questions for you guys.
Okay.
A quick one, an easy one. How do you guys eat your muffins? Do you guys eat muffins or cupcakes? Either one?
Oh, dude, I break off the top and eat the bottom and save the top for last.
Oh, yeah.
And then if I'm really feeling froggy, I'll eat around the edge of the top of the muffin and save the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't break it off, but I do eat it upside down completely. And then, the bottom, I'll just eat the whole bottom around,
Yeah.
Oh.
I actually I take the wrapper off if there's a wrapper, and then I eat it sideways. My first bite is into the top, and then I go over to the side, so I kind of get like equal parts throughout the whole process.
See, when I eat a muffin, I eat it top and bottom in one bite. It's like I eat it like a sandwich. You know what I'm saying? So I get a piece of the top and the bottom at the same time.
I don't know. I just found if you break the top off, you don't get as much for crumbs everywhere, and it's not as messy.
And the top is all the good, so you eat the bad first, and then you eat all that good stuff at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Connor, yesterday you said you had an invention. What was that invention?
Oh, it was you put like a pillow in your pants. So like you sit on a pillow more or less.
So
it's you know,
like a Dr. Scholl's jeans.
type of thing. Yeah, just sewn in pillow pants or gel pants if you want to go that way. But I
It
think
could also be used to just make your ass look nice. You know what I'm saying?
true that.
If you're someone that already has a fat ass, though.
Well, here you go. You do that, then you add a scented version with like a Febreze type smell. So anytime you fart,
It just
it like filters it and it makes it smell good.
hell yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
And then an absorbent mat in the front, so when you pee your pants, it soaks it up.
There you go.
And then also it doubles as like, man, he's got a fat package.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
They'll never know.
Yep. Well, I mean, they get close enough, they'll know.
yeah,
And it's not a diaper. It's just a really comfortable pair of pants
right, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Work pants. That's what they are.
for the everyman.
Yeah, every man needs a pair. Yeah, like when we were in that meeting for Engineers Week, that was like what I was thinking of. Like my idea is like, man, these pants, dude. I'm telling you, everybody's gonna wear them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't wear them. I would just sit on a pillow.
Oh yeah, they look goofy as fuck, you know. But if you're working one of those jobs where you're like constantly sitting on like wood or like
Oh, yeah.
you know whatever,
Yeah.
it'd be good.
Oh, yeah.
I saw this one dude with these pants on that he like built in like a chair into them, so like whenever he would sit down to paint, the legs would pop out, and then he would just sit down, and then when he'd stand up, they'd go back like normal. It was weird.
That'd be all right.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do with clothes that we haven't done yet, you know. Yeah. Maybe that's the next step.
Like
Yeah.
like your t-shirt has wings that pop out and you just fly around.
Yeah.
I mean,
Glide a little bit.
something more realistic, but yeah.
Yeah. Or like clothes that dry themselves as you're wearing them.
Yeah, let's invent something called dry fit. Let's
Yeah.
invent that. All right, last question here. So, me and Jeremy, big fans of Legend of Zelda, big Zelda boys over here. What item from the Legend of Zelda series would you like to own in real life, and how would it change your life?
The one that comes to my brain instantly is the grapple shot. Hook shot, grapple shot, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in
Oh.
Twilight Princess, there's a double hook shot.
Yep.
You could swing around like Spider-Man and shit.
Yeah, man. I just like to be able to just grapple my way through life. Grapple onto a car, then onto the next car, the next car, the next car, then I'm at work.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm anywhere I want to be.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I'd also like those winged boots, those hover boots from
Hover
Ocarina of
boots.
Time.
Yes. That's what was coming to my mind was
Yeah.
freaking hover boots.
That'd be
So
sweet.
the thing that I keep thinking in my head is I want the actual ocarina, but I want the powers that the ocarina has.
Of course, yeah.
So like, I want to be able to like, just like, oh man, I don't want to walk from here all the way to there. Epona, then just summon my horse real quick.
Or you can just be like, it's. I want it to be raining outside. Song of Storms. Dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Yeah.
I think it'd be a lot of fun to have a magic boomerang that I could throw around. It would just, whatever I hit, it would pick up and bring it to me.
Yeah.
And then I could also hit my friends and stun them for like a few seconds. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
That would be cool.
Life changing.
Yeah, for real.
We only got like 3 months, I think, to wait for the new Zelda game, man. It's going to go by quick.
Is it actually official now that it's going to come out when they say it's going to come out?
Yeah, it's like May.
Because this has been like a 3-year rotation where they're like, oh, May of 2020,
They
May of 21.
they shown me enough on the last trailer that I believe it's coming out.
I hope so.
Scared the tech is not going to be up to par, and it's going to run like garbage.
Think so? 'Cause I feel like they really wouldn't have to change a whole lot from the last go around.
Yeah. I'm just saying the frame rate on Breath of the Wild was garbage at some points. It got like super low frame rate.
Yeah, it
Mainly the
wasn't
Korok
quite.
Forest.
Yeah.
Mainly just that.
Yeah, for real. As you're trying to get the Master Sword and whatnot. Yeah, dude. That's when I stopped playing the first time. Yeah. I'm very glad I beat that game, though. It was one of my favorite games I beat last year.
Oh yeah.
I need to go back and replay it because it was, I feel like 3 or 4 years ago whenever I played it last. Mm-hmm. Just to do the sequel justice, you know, get everything caught back up my memory on par before playing it.
And then you'll be able to kind of see how the world changes in the second one.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
There's going to be a lot of stuff ripped out.
Did you watch the new trailer for the new one that came out like a week ago or something?
No, not the one that came out recent.
Really?
No.
Okay.
You'll want to watch
Pause. Unpause. So now that you watched the trailer, you think Ganon's going to be a good guy or a bad guy? Ganondorf. Looks like he's coming back.
Well, I would assume that was him talking in the beginning of that.
Right.
So of course he's bad. Like,
it. Do you think he's hot?
Yeah, you think he's hot? You think you're going to make him Ganon hot?
no.
No hot?
No. When has he ever been hot?
Yeah.
Except for whenever he was raised and living in the desert. I'm sure he was hot.
Yeah, hot Gerudo. Yeah.
Huh. I don't know. That's probably my favorite trailer I've seen so far.
Looks dark.
Yeah. Which is what I was hoping for, is that it'd be darker. Because I all my favorites of the Zelda games have always been the little bit darker ones.
Right.
Like my favorite, of course, is Ocarina of Time, but it had its dark moments.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The whole second half of the game.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like when you're in the forest temple and the shadow temple around that time of the game.
Mm-hmm. And when you're an adult and you go back to the castle, you know, everybody's mummified and stuff.
Yeah. Pretty much everything once you're an adult is destroyed and is very dark at that point.
Yeah.
It always creeped me out going to Hyrule after you're an adult. It's just so weird and just odd.
Twilight Princess is pretty dark.
Yeah. Majora's Mask, obviously dark.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the dark ones are good ones for sure.
Oh yeah.
I wonder how much it's going to play into Skyward Sword, the new one.
I bet they. I don't know how much it'll play into it, but I bet they have like similar villages and stuff up in the sky, or I'd be curious if you can ride. I forget what they were called, the winged people.
But yeah, those birds. I forget what they're called. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever they're called.
Like they should tie in with that to where you can at least fly them around, you know.
That'd be weird because there's also that bird species.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah. Well, like if you can whistle on the ground and get Epona and ride around, then there's got to be something up in the sky too.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
you can whistle and comes over, then you can.
That'd be cool.
That would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
A lot of big hope for this new game.
Yeah, I'm curious what they're gonna do with the the Sheikah slate. What all the changes are gonna be with it.
Yeah, because it's all going to be arm powers now. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we'll see. Looks like you can pick up objects that aren't metal now. That's what some of it looked like. And then the reverse time.
Yeah. Yep.
And then you're probably going to have a camera again. All that. And then you got to have bombs again, too. So, it's like, that'll probably be bombs.
Yeah. I hope they have hook shot, because Breath of the Wild didn't have
right.
a hook shot.
It was weird.
And it bothered me that it didn't have a hook shot.
It made the game a lot better.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
All the rain sections where you can't get up a wall, just hook shot up it.
Gosh,
or like you mentioned earlier, a boomerang or something that you can just bring stuff to you.
Right.
That you
A lot
can't
of the
reach.
shrines would have been nice to have boomerang in a lot of the shrines.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I for this new one, I hope they get away from shrines. I hope they go back to dungeons.
I want dungeons as well.
Need dungeons.
I want
I want no fewer than 10. No fewer than 10.
right.
Pretty sweet.
And I'd like it to work because, you know, I like in the old ones how every dungeon has a specific weapon. But I want those dungeons to be able to be played in whatever order you want. I want it to be like Breath of the Wild where you walk over a mountain and, whoa, there's a dungeon here. You didn't know there's going to be a dungeon there.
Right.
I still want there to be that sense of exploration the whole time. But get away from the shrines.
So you don't you don't want the dungeon set up to where it's like, okay, well, if I'm going to beat that dungeon, I need this weapon, so therefore I got to beat that dungeon first.
Exactly. I want it to be every dungeon is singular to the fact that you only need that one weapon to beat that one dungeon.
That's how.
Okay.
That's how the new Link to the Past game was. What was it called?
Link's Awakening? Or
No.
God.
A Link Between Worlds.
Yes.
Yeah, in that game, you could go to this little like guy with a rabbit hood on, and you could rent out the weapons, and then in front of each dungeon, it had like some icon showing you like you need the bow for this one. So as long as you had the right weapon going into it, you could go through and do it. I think something similar where maybe you just go to the dungeon, and then inside there you get the weapon or whatever, and then you can just do it that way, you know?
Oh, yeah. Then that would be pretty sick.
It would be.
Because how a lot of the old 2D ones would work out is like you'd have to get like a bracelet first so you could lift rocks and stuff, and then you'd have to get a hammer so you could knock down the post, and
you'd also have to have the quick boots to be able to go across a two gap, you know?
right, with the feather and all that. Yeah.
Right, Rock's feather.
Yeah, they've got ways that they can make it work out really well in the new one, and I'm sure they will. They've heard the criticism. They're going to fix a lot of that stuff, I think.
And the shrines were fun, but they got it repetitive.
Oh, good. And there were so many of them.
Right.
Yeah.
So many.
And it was like, okay, cool. Another one where I have to stop a ball from rolling down a
Which
hill.
it was kind of nice because, you know, you beat a shrine and then it gave you a teleport spot, you know. But there was just way too many.
Also, I hated the gyroscope ones. The ones where you had to like turn your controller and have to have it like
Yeah.
roll a ball in your hand. I was like, get that crap
Forget
out
that,
of here, dude.
yeah. But still, masterpiece game.
Yeah, masterpiece. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to see more with the dragons.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, in that trailer, there was a 3-headed dragon on a bridge with fire heads. So I'd like to see what that's all about.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, more of the 3 dragons for sure.
Also, get away from breaking weapons. I don't want durability. I hated that, dude.
Garbage. But I mean, it did add some to the game because realistically, Breath of the Wild wasn't hard. Except
it's
for,
not,
you know, you lose weapons because they broke. If you had a weapon that never broke, like, you can go all day long without hardly taking any damage. You
Right.
know?
Yep. It becomes a piece of cake for sure.
Yeah.
Right. Except for that Fire Ganon, I believe. What was his name?
Fireblight Ganon?
Fireblight Ganon. That was intensely hard. Or it might have been Thunder Ganon, whichever one he was. But yeah.
Thunder Ganon can be really hard for people because if you're holding a metal weapon, you'll drop them and stuff. That's what a lot of people complain about
Right.
with that one.
Still need Jackson to play Breath of the Wild, man.
He'll do it one of these
You
days.
got it on your PC, dude. You just need to
Dude,
crack into it.
It is entertaining.
It's one of the best games I've ever
I
played.
still gotta download that one thing for like the PlayStation controller or whatever because I don't have the thing for the. You know what I'm talking about? Where you gotta blow into the microphone or something,
Oh, I never did any of those. I just didn't care.
or maybe it's the touch screen thing. I don't know. You told me I had to download some kind of like controller emulator because my regular Xbox controller won't work for a certain like thing.
I never said any of that because I played with the Xbox controller the whole time.
What was it?
Probably meant a gyroscope, probably.
That might have been it.
Yeah, and I just skipped all those on when I played on the modded version. I skipped all the gyroscope ones, and I still beat the game. I played it modded with no durability on the weapons and infinite arrows. It was sick.
And you did what again? You used bomb arrows on everything and killed
Every
everything?
single
Yeah.
enemy, I'd get the bow with that. I'd fire like 4 arrows, 3 to 5 arrows at a time. Every time I pulled the trigger back, and then it'd be 3 bomb arrows at a time.
Yeah.
So it would be like every boss would be like 2 or 3 hits, and it'd be over.
That's how Kyle likes to play.
I just wanted to play Zelda the way I used to play when I was a kid. You know, where you'd have singular weapons. That bummed me out.
Yeah.
Or at least I should say the way I watched Connor play Zelda as a kid.
Yeah. So after the release of this latest trailer, do you think there's going to be a portion where you can play as Princess Zelda like they were kind of anticipating initially?
I doubt it. I really
doubt it
doubt
as
it.
well.
That's
man.
kind of the feeling I got from it too.
Having the name is Zelda Zelda yada yada is a misnomer, so I think
yeah.
they're going to keep that going.
I think when she falls down, something happens to her. Maybe she turns into the goddess or something. Something happens to her, and we're gonna have to save her.
I mean, it would at least be cool in the beginning, right? Like something happens to Link, and you play as her for a brief moment
It'd be
until
cool.
you rescue Link, and then something happens to her, and then the rest of the game you're Link. Mm-hmm. Something like that would be kind of cool.
And the speculation for like the last 2 or 3 Zeldas has been, you're gonna be able to play as Zelda this time.
Yeah.
It's like, no, never.
Yeah.
All right, so we're all gonna take a guess as far as what happens to Zelda.
Okay.
I'm gonna say she gets contained into a crystal and taken by
Okay.
Ganondorf.
What do you think, Jeremy?
Man. I mean, that's a pretty solid theory.
It happens a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
She gets frozen somehow, some way.
Or I don't know. I kind of wonder if you just don't ever really know until the end.
Yeah.
Like, because that opening scene, like the very first teaser trailer, you know, it kind of shows her fall off the edge of something, and then Ganondorf is awoken, and so I almost wonder if something like that's going to happen, and you just don't really know until you get to the end, and then you find out that okay, he had her imprisoned or something.
I think she is going to be. Okay, I've got a funny one and
A serious one.
a serious one. Okay, the funny one is she's going to be somehow turned into the motorcycle, and that's what Link's going to be riding the whole game, is the Zelda motorcycle. She's
Hell
gonna
yeah.
turn to some like
Link's going to be riding Zelda.
exactly
That's
all
metal.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then the serious one is she's gonna somehow be infected by the calamity type shit, and she'll be evil the whole game,
Okay.
and she'll be part of the antagonist or whatever throughout the whole game.
Okay.
And then the ending of it is redeeming Zelda,
Purifying her
right?
corruption.
And Ganondorf is behind it all or whatever.
Jackson.
I think Zelda becomes decapitated like halfway through the game by Ganondorf. And then the ending of the game is Link defeating Ganondorf, but he then puts on a wig and then he becomes Zelda.
Nice. And then Link kisses Ganondorf at the end. He's saved him.
What?
Well, never mind.
No,
No, that's not it.
well, yeah, maybe he becomes Zelda and is like, yo, Ganon.
You looking fine.
You're sexy Ganon now, right? I mean Zelda.
I mean, there could be something where she actually like dies in the beginning.
It could be.
but her powers or spirit or whatever goes into the Master Sword,
Goes into
which
AWOC.
which talks to Link throughout the game to help him defeat. But then upon defeating Ganon or Ganondorf, it releases her, but she's in a higher plane.
Oh
of
god,
resistance.
she is like the Navi the whole time, or the fucking Midna.
Yeah.
Link,
Yeah,
I can
charge
see
up
that.
the Master Sword, Link.
yeah.
I can
Yeah.
see that. Because in
Or
that trailer,
his arm.
Right.
yeah, she's just in there. In that trailer, it shows this like female with that arm, and she's like glowing, like she's almost like divine or something. So it's like, is that Zelda or is that
Yeah,
the goddess Hylia or
yeah.
one of the
That
other
blue goddess
goddesses?
or whatever.
I mean, I'm a big fan of the Triforce stuff. So
Yes.
if they tie in any of the Triforce stuff in this game, I'll be happy.
Well, they should, because they really didn't
Yeah.
very much in the first one.
Oh, not even,
might as
almost,
well-
almost none at all.
Now that Ganondorf is there, now you can lean into the trifecta.
Yeah.
You know,
And the sages and stuff like that.
yeah, because you'll need sages if you're going to contain Ganon. Probably.
Oh yeah, if it's not sages, then something similar to that, and it should be
Tears.
those should be tied to the dungeons.
Yeah, they will be.
Yeah,
I'm confident. Yeah, we'll probably be collecting tears in dungeons,
yeah.
powering up your arm or something.
Right.
I hope they have a lot cooler armor and outfits.
From what I've seen, they look pretty sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to see cooler weapons. Like I want there to be weapons that are much cooler than the Master Sword, but of course you can't use them to kill Ganon, but you want to play with them because they're cooler.
Right.
Yeah.
We've seen one shield that has a dragon head that shoots fire out. And then in that last trailer, there's like a two-handed weapon that looks like it's just a giant cannon. And he does a flip and shoots a cannonball out of it. So I was like, if those are the two that I'm seeing, there's going to be a lot crazier stuff, you know?
That'd be cool. Because in Ocarina, like I ran around with the giant sword out the majority of the time.
The big Goron sword?
Yeah. Yep.
Or was I called that as a kid? The Bigoron sword?
And the bigger on sword, yeah.
Yeah.
And gosh, boots. I want hover boots.
Yeah. Be sweet.
Or I definitely want an underwater temple. Like I love the water temple.
You love the water temple, huh?
I did.
Wow.
I did, and I liked having to play.
You're the minority there, dude.
Yeah, the mini boss, the Shadow Link.
Oh yeah, that's the
That
best part
dude
of the
was
whole
hard,
game.
yeah.
I thought he was the hardest person to fight in the whole game.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I want to see a Shadow Link in this.
It'd be cool. Yeah, I hope they definitely lean into boots because you got like the hover boots, you got the magnetic boots, and then like the heavy boots, which those two could be the same. The mag and the heavy, they could do the same thing. But that'd be sweet, man.
That would be cool. I don't know. Talk it up and then probably be a disappointment.
Nah, it's gonna be a 10 out of 10.
I mean, when's the last time you were disappointed by a Zelda game?
Skyward Sword.
Right. I mean, it's probably because of motion controls or what?
Mainly that, yeah, for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. The story was okay. It was a little cheesy,
Long-winded.
and redundant.
Yeah.
But yeah, how you had to fight with the motion and stuff. That sucked.
So garbage. It sucks that was the first. Canonically, it's the first game in the Zelda series.
Right.
It's like the beginning. It sucks that it's stuck with those, controls. And they fixed the controls on the Switch remake, right, Connor? Or no?
You can opt out of them, but you still have to use the thumb toggle to
really? That's so
steer the direction that you're gonna.
Yeah.
dumb.
And to rotate the camera, you got to hold down the bumper and then use the stick, and it'll turn the camera. And that it gets old after a while. You just want to be able to turn the camera and not swing your sword every time.
Mm-hmm.
It's so lame.
Yeah, I only got halfway through that and I had to put it down.
Same. What I played was fun, but yeah, that part of it just got old. It's like, all right, I'm done.
I did like the like flying beetle thing.
That was cool, yeah.
Yeah.
That and rolling on the giant balls in like the lava area. I thought that was fun too.
Yep.
You guys want to move into Yo Dude or?
Jeremy, do you have any topics you want to talk about, man?
I'm here for you.
Okay. Say you're an alien and you had to hook up with an animal. Which animal would it be?
So we're getting into bestiality now?
Not necessarily.
Well, the thing is, we wanted to get into it, but Connor was like, I'm never going to do that. But if I was an alien. So that's what it turned into. Connor just couldn't admit what animal he would choose to get down with.
What I fornicate with.
And you can tell us what alien you are if that helps too, because I was a goo alien.
Yeah, what kind of alien are you first?
Yeah.
I'm going to decide you're alien. You're a green alien, like
just
the one from Signs.
Okay,
So
just a
humanoid.
standard humanoid green alien.
No, well, I'll make it really easy for you. You're as close to a human as an alien could get.
Huh. Definitely nothing with 4 legs.
Okay, it's got to be a bipedal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Goodness.
So pretty much just like a monkey kind of thing, or maybe like
Nothing
a
with
kangaroo.
nothing with feathers.
Okay.
No ducks.
No ducks.
What did I go with again? I think I said something like a lion or something like that.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
I went with penguin.
I don't know.
I went with flamingo.
I'm pretty sure I went with like a lion or tiger or something like that because I was like, whatever I wanted, I just want it to be like a powerful animal.
You want a strong, yeah.
Just because I want the ego of like, I fucked a tiger.
That'll really help your ego.
I think I would choose a panda
Ooh.
because I feel like pandas are good cuddlers.
Yes, dude. Yeah,
fun.
you want someone that's gonna be there for you after
Yes.
you're done. I get
Yes.
you saying. Yeah.
Yes.
Like a
Yeah.
big pillow
Pandas
too.
are very notorious for like not having sex, like just being like, "Rah, fuck yeah."
Exactly. And I really love naps. So,
Hell yeah,
yeah.
that works out.
Yeah, I can see that.
Panda for the cuddles and the laziness.
Okay, that works.
And I'm a
Respect.
picky eater, and pandas don't tend to venture out of their normal eating habits. So,
Right.
Like bamboo, right? That's
Yeah.
about it.
yep.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Have you ever found any inanimate objects attractive?
All right, let's not go down this road. I'm not gonna sit here all night asking Jeremy like, "Hey, would you fuck it or not?"
Have you ever found a T-shirt?
This couch.
sexy?
Pass, smash.
So before we go into Yo Dude, do you have any crashing stories? Stories where you've eaten shit or
I've never ate shit.
Ooh,
I've wrecked a lot of four wheelers, a lot of dirt bikes. I should have died in a dirt bike crash one time. But let's see. Probably the first time I wrecked, I was 13, 14 or something like that. I was on a four wheeler. My brother was on my uncle's four wheeler, and we were out at my grandparents', and we both had little cousins on the back. And there's this hedgerow of trees, and there's a path on the left or the path on the right. We always take the path on the left. For some reason, my brother went on the path on the right, and he got a little bit ahead of me and then decided to cut through the hedgerow and stopped. And so I T-boned him doing like, I don't know, 35, 40 miles an hour.
oof.
And flipped that four-wheeler over on top of him. I remember my little cousin like was flying off of mine, and I caught him with my left arm. Got off, picked the four-wheeler up off of my brother. He was screaming and hollering. And so I made my two little cousins stay there, and I put my brother on the four-wheeler and drove back to my grandparents' house. And my grandma took he and I to the hospital, and just to come and find out my brother was fine. He bruised his leg or whatever, but I had broken both bones in my arm and never knew it.
Oof.
Let's see. I got my first dirt bike when I was 17, and I had it until I was 22, and I got rid of it because I had wrecked it so many times. But I wrecked it one time doing almost 60 on a dirt road, and there's this low water, kind of creek crossing across the road. Been through it dozens and dozens of times. Happened to hit one spot where some moss had built up, and the rear wheel spun out from underneath me, and I slammed on my back, split the back of my helmet open, like one of the only times I ever had a helmet on, luckily.
wow,
Because if I wouldn't had it, I would have been pancaked,
might have been divine intervention on that one.
Yeah. Wrecked a four-wheeler, 10 years ago. Me and a bunch of friends went out to Chadwick. It's in Missouri, kind of out west of Branson. And they have a lot of trails, a lot of creek trails, dried up creek beds, stuff. And we were all just romping through this creek bed. Happened to hit this one random root that grew out of this embankment with the front left tire. Completely flipped the four-wheeler up on top of me. And my hands never left the handlebars, and so I was on my back with the four-wheeler on top of me, like in a bench press position, until my friends came over and got it off of me. Same arm, broke both bones in it that time. Yeah, my friend, we were out riding Pitcher, where all the chat piles and stuff are. No, you're not supposed to ride out there, but
Right.
everybody did. I watched my friend going up one of those, roll the four-wheeler back on top of him, dislocated his shoulder. And I watched him pop it back into place, and we kept riding.
Damn.
Yeah, all kinds of freaking accidents. Cousin of mine was with I didn't see it, but he was riding with some friends one time, and his friend was doing some ramping and stuff and ended up wrecking and had the handlebar of the four-wheeler actually go through his jaw and shattered his eye socket and a bunch of stuff. And my cousin had to like hold his friend's face together while they were driven to the hospital. Yeah.
Shit, dude.
Yeah.
We're going to get a dirt bike.
I had, like I said, I had the dirt bike for a short while, got rid of it, got a four-wheeler, and then I got rid of it and let my dad trade it in to get a side-by-side. And I have a side-by-side now, and it's just like, this is fine.
Yeah.
There's not much stupid stuff you can do. And if you do, you got a roll cage, you know.
Nice.
Yep.
Side by sides are pretty much like just rugged golf carts.
Yeah, pretty much. Have a bed on it so you can do stuff with it. Like
Haul a deer in.
I was gonna say, throw a dead animal in the back.
Yep.
Yep. And I mean, what is kind of nice is you could essentially kind of teach your kids how to drive in one. You know, so it's got gas pedal, brake pedal, and a steering wheel like a car.
Mm-hmm.
So, nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to drive one of those around in city limits, though, isn't it?
In Columbus, you can. You just have to get it registered, and then you pay like $20 or $30 to the city, and then you can put around on the city streets.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
That was your right arm you broke? Or your left arm?
My right arm. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Broke it twice. Yeah.
Did you have to get pins or anything?
I don't blame you.
No. Both times I lucked out, and it was a clean break, you know, straight through, but the bones never moved. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Lucky.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, real freaking lucky.
Man, when I broke my arm, the bones are sticking out of the skin and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, like that first time I did it, I would have never guessed my arm was even broke. It was just my grandma said when we got to the hospital, she told him to x-ray my arm because I just kept saying, man, my arm's numb. Like, and I was just like, man, my arm is numb.
Damn, dude.
What's up with his arm?
And then when they came back, they were like, yeah, his arm's broke, his leg's fine.
Dang. Wow.
Oh, yeah. So when you see me limping around and stuff at work, it's because I have destroyed myself.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. I have shoulder problems, knee problems, back problems, you name it. I've had 4 concussions in my life. Yeah, 2 minor and 2 major. I've tore 3 vertebrae in my back, my lower back. Surgery on both knees. Broke that arm twice. I actually broke this middle finger on my right arm or right hand while in a cast on that right arm. I had my foot smashed by the front end loader, the bucket on a tractor. Yeah. Didn't break it, but cracked my big toe.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a bad one. Let's see. That may be it. Pretty much for the major stuff.
You're tough, dude.
And I have shoulder problems now and stuff like that from falls and this, that, and the other.
Right.
And how old are you now?
34.
34. Man, you're 2 years older than me, dude. You sound like you're
Dude, I know.
a broken man.
Oh, I snap, crackle, and pop.
Man, it sucks breaking bones, dude.
Yep.
Nothing quite like it.
Yeah.
I'd rather break a bone than soft tissue damage, though.
Yeah, tearing stuff sucks.
Tearing stuff sucks. And a major concussion sucks. Because they're terrifying. Like, because both of the major ones I've had, I don't remember almost 48 hours of my life because of them.
Damn.
I remember what happened, and then I don't remember for 24, 48 hours after that what
Just
happened.
black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do remember one of them was in I was a sophomore in high school, and it was in a soccer game. I had a guy knee me in the back of the head, and it knocked me out briefly, and then I was dizzy and couldn't see straight, and I took myself out of the game. And after the game, was walked to the other side of the field, and you know, my dad was like, "You okay?" And I'm like, "I'm fine." And my mom was like, "You okay?" And I'm like, "I'm fine." And my grandma goes, "Are you okay?" And I just broke down in tears, and I was like, "No, I am not okay. I cannot see straight. Everything is spinning and everything." And
Concussions are no joke, dude.
yeah, and then I remember my mom taking me to the ER, but nothing after that.
That's brain damage for you.
It's fragile.
Yeah. Yeah. I try not to do stupid stuff anymore because I'm scared of knocking my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's smart. You don't want to be that guy on, what's that movie? Gosh, not another teen movie. Like counting down the concussions till he dies, and then he ends up.
You get 3 more concussions.
Yeah.
You'll die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, too many, man.
Yep. I will not get in a fight with someone for fear, man. If they hit me in the head, like it could do some damage.
Yeah, or you fall and your head whips back, and then you hit the concrete or something. You know.
I'm surprised when I had that dirt bike wreck and I split my helmet, I didn't have a concussion. I mean, I was shook up, but I didn't.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
Well, you guys ready to move into Yo Dude? Check this out.
Yo, dude. Hey, yo, what's up? Check this out. Yo, dude.
Okay, I'll go ahead and start it off here. All right. Yo, dude, check this out. I learned today that there are like these really like low density planets that are called like, I don't know, I think they call them like super puffs or whatever. They're like basically giant planets of cotton candy for the most part.
What?
Yeah.
That sounds rad.
Like there's like a couple planets that they've like tried to like identify, like they're really hard to like find. Apparently there's only been 15 discovered, but I don't know. Who really knows like how much these planets really weigh? But yeah. I was just like, whoa. So they have like super low density planets out there that are like that beginning level in Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. You know?
Okay,
Like
yeah.
everything's all just cotton candy-ish and stuff like that.
Or like that dead planet in that Matthew McConaughey movie,
Interstellar.
Interstellar. Yeah, the one they go to.
Yeah, the one that's like got floating ice clouds,
Right.
or hydrogen clouds, whatever they were called.
Mm-hmm. Where Matt Damon's at.
Interstellar was such a good movie, bro.
It was trippy.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yo, dude. Oh,
Oh, you're good.
yo, dude, check this out. So the sport lacrosse descends from a version played by Native Americans in the 17th century. Games could last several days with as many as 1,000 players per team on a field with goals up to 6 miles apart.
Dang.
Yeah, sticks were so treasured, players would often be buried with them when they died. Can you imagine playing a sport where the goals were 6 miles apart and it's just thousands of people running back and forth, destroying
I
each
want
other?
to bring that sport back. I want to see that on like a televised scale. Like, he's got a 3/4 of a mile towards the other guy's goal. Yeah.
The Kenyans would probably rule.
Right. It's their sport.
Yo, dude, check this out. There's this dog in New York that is apparently a demon dog from hell. He's like a pit bull, but he's been adopted 3 times, and now he's back at the adoption center. They're putting him through like a $6,000 class to train this dog again. But apparently this dog had like annoyed another dog to the point where it just stopped being a dog. More or less. And they said that anyone that thinks about adopting this dog, that thinks all this dog needs is love, should not apply, because this dog will exploit that. And yeah, it's just, apparently you got to be a dog expert to get this dog. It's crazy. But check him out. He's Ralphie. He's in New York. If you wanted to get a pit bull dog that you can't train, check him out. I don't know.
Sweet.
I don't know where I'm going with that. It's just, I thought it was funny.
The part where he was like, he annoyed the dog so much that he was no longer acting like a dog. Like the other dog just stopped acting like a dog. Like
I just said that.
I was confused as to which dog was like not acting like a dog anymore. Like the dog that they loved and was being annoyed so much. I don't know.
Huh.
Then I was trying to think like what the dog would be acting like if it wasn't acting like a dog.
You're reading too much into it, bro.
Sorry, that's my brain does that.
You got one?
I do.
All right.
Yo, dude, check this out. Stumbled across this headline.
Okay.
Toy Story. Colombian man who is engaged to a rag doll announces his fiance is pregnant with their third child. So this dude in Colombia is married to a freaking doll and apparently has 2 kids with it, with a third one on the way.
He's sure that they're his?
That's true.
And
Oh,
you
man.
are the father. Wow.
How messed up is that? That
Yeah, that's insane, dude.
Some people are really delusional, man.
yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if he's gonna claim dependence. You know? Can you claim a dependent
Listen,
if
I
it's
mean,
a doll?
I try to not kink shame, you know. But
True.
I feel like that person is handicapped in some way.
They
Probably.
Like that, there's got to
Yeah.
be some kind of handicap going on where he just thinks, yeah, fucking this doll for the rest of my life is a good thing, you know?
If they're happy though, man.
Eh,
I mean, yeah, I'm all for their happiness, you know.
They've got a family, bro.
Yeah, they got 3 kids, dude.
They got a kid on the way.
Yeah.
As long as they're not harming anybody or I don't know, trying to change a child's mindset into thinking that's real, and then it's whatever. To each their own. You do you, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
I wonder how those kids are gonna grow up, you know?
listen, I kind of disagree. I feel like if that dude is like bringing that doll to like dinner dates and stuff like that, I feel like everyone that goes to a dinner date the same night as that dude in the same restaurant, immediately their date is ruined because now they're looking at the show that is this man taking a little freaking doll out on a steak dinner.
You
And
got
he's
a
being an
problem with that.
asshole about it. He's ordering for her. Like,
Putting the mashed potatoes on her lips.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, you don't
I think
need
it sounds
dessert.
romantic, dude. He's hauling her around, opening the door for her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this.
She's dressing up, looking pretty.
I think there's another part of this story where this dude won't let the doll be its own person.
True. He wants to own her.
Oh, he's controlling.
Yeah.
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 Won't let her
They
out.
only do what he wants to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
This,
True that.
this is the only way that he could ever have a woman and have full control is if it's a freaking doll and has no say in anything. Yeah. This guy's just really lonely. That's really what this is. It's sad.
I like to see what dolls he picked for his kids. You know?
No, Connor, they were birthed. He didn't
Yeah.
pick them,
Yeah,
Connor.
he couldn't pick them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like to see what birth.
One of them's a Stretch Armstrong.
One of them is just Hulk hands for some reason.
Another one is another Stretch Armstrong, but it's the Macho Man Randy Savage one that they made.
Hell yeah.
Or one of those like what was it, late 80s, early 90s model, like 2 foot tall Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
That'd be sweet.
But it comes with that cool garbage truck, like Ninja Turtle vehicle.
But the one that he's pregnant with is a Bionicle, and he just lost the directions halfway through. He's still trying to figure out how to put it together.
The Rock show up as well.
I saw something like the Bionicle kind of like saved Lego in a way.
Huh.
I need to try to find that article again. I read the headline and I was like, Bionicle saved Lego?
Bionicle was the
Believe
shit.
it.
I feel like I watched that. What was that? There was a Netflix series where it was the toys that made us or something like that. And I want to say they touched on that in the Lego episode.
You figured that like what saved Lego is like them like taking like their $20 pieces that they would have sold for in the 90s and now charging $120 for them. So it's like, oh, well, here's where we went wrong. We just weren't charging $100 more for everything. So,
And then there for a while, I'd read where their sales had dropped, and it was because they were starting to get too many shapes and making everything pretty custom and whatnot. And so people quit buying them because everything was so custom. So then they kind of changed their mindset and was like, okay, we just need a set, half a dozen or a dozen bricks that are different, and then everything revolves around those.
Makes sense.
Lego.
yeah. Until you get all to the Technic stuff. Is that what they were called?
Technic.
Technic? Yeah. Until you get to Technic stuff, and then that stuff is a whole different level. I would like to get the McLaren F1 car, but not paying $200 plus for a Lego set. Unless it was massive, and then I could see myself doing it. But anything on that size is going to be way more than $200. So, like I thought the Hogwarts grounds or whatever, I saw one online and it was going for like $600 something.
Damn, that's a lot for plastic.
Yeah, it would have like taken up this whole table though, as far as like how big it was.
So if you bought something like that and you were a collector, are you super gluing it? Keep it
Nah, I
from
don't think
coming
so.
apart and losing pieces?
Nah, I don't
What
think so.
what if you had nieces and nephews running around touching your stuff?
That's different.
That is different.
Yeah.
I've had a couple sets of Legos. Like I had an AT, or I think it was an AT-ST Walker from Star Wars from the 90s. I wish I would have kept that super glued, maybe, because it's all in pieces now, unfortunately.
I know that, super glue is a big no-no, I guess, Lego collectors and stuff, but I feel like I would. Once I put it together, I'd super glue some of it.
That's radical.
You better hope you get it right the first time, though.
Yeah.
Heard that.
Yeah. But I feel like I would put it together and then like apply the super glue to like some of the outside pieces to where not all of it is super glued.
Okay.
Just enough to where like if it got knocked off the table, it's not 100 pieces.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that.
Like build the whole thing, but then put like that polyurethane like all around it and encase it in that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Wherever they call it.
Or rhino lining.
Yeah, monoline it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that. You could get just a can of the clear poly spray paint and just one quick coat on it, and
Look at that. Jackson had a good idea.
You can do it, Jack.
Look at you, Jack.
Look at you, man.
Yeah.
if you did it right and had no runs on it, then no one would ever know.
Yep.
Well, I think that's it for
Well, Jeremy, thank you for being on episode 74 of Crashing with Friends, dude.
Yeah, man, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yep.
And we're out of here.
We'll see you all next week.
Say goodbye, Jackson.
Later, guys.
Bye.
Later. Bye.
Crashing with Friends.
Podcast.